Hey guys, it's me, Nikki. Yeah, I might be sounding a little stuffy or other things, but yeah, I'm just depressed. But I'm thinking about building something on this. So, yeah, I'll do a jump cut of this video to the building speed part. But other than that, I just wanted to say these things. No matter what happens in life, or anything, sometimes family, sometimes everyone could be on the different grounds, but when we all try to get better advantage over others, it never goes well, and everyone starts to fight and not understand who is correct and who is wrong and who did right and wrong. Someone already showed me a video they record of fights that got out of hand, which I understand. Everyone had their own fight for years. I have my share of fair fights with certain families. Same with other people, same with even someone and some of my friends. We all have a good amount of fights, and we all around the world do have these type of fights and don't have a middle ground. Sometimes we couldn't find the middle ground at all, and it's best we move on. Here, move on, not by our chose, and yeah. But sometimes others will go too far, harming others, destroying others. One of my friends, he actually had been beaten the living out of by his dad, but it led to his dad being in a huge lawsuit since his dad destroyed his room, and his recording software and such, and even his own bike that he used to go to his job. He sleeps correctly, he does his work, and then next thing you knew, his father did extra damage by destroying the place that he works at, thinking it was a fake place where it's a knockoff, which I kind of thought my friend was tripping, but after he showed me the news, it was sad. Even the owner of that place was upset. So they put a huge lawsuit against his own father, since his father and him and his mom tried to find a good middle ground they all can't agree on. Well, luckily, he and his mom made a good middle ground choice, but can't say the same to his dad, and his dad didn't care. His dad didn't even pay the lawsuits. Instead, his dad just tried to hire a gunsman to kill his own son, which I almost not believe my friend until he showed me another proof from another news that happened where he lives. And yeah, since he asked me kindly not to show them, I promise not to show them on the video of these videos because it's too gory and too much things that could cause someone not able to handle it, and it would leave people more questions. But the real reason I want to say this one thing, everyone has a hard time finding a middle ground. And when the families can't find a middle ground, they get aggressive and start fights, not get along, and forget who their family member is. And they even don't study how their family member's voice or how their emotion works or anything. Even back then, when my dad thought he knew all my emotions and know everything about me, then he ended up yelling at me for no reason until he learns his mistake. Then he learns, then he said, "I'm sorry." I apologize when I thought I learned everything about him, but no. I only learned his own stress, but not his true anger. And we both agreed on some things, but when you get to a point where you and your family start to have the huge fight, and then you couldn't find a good middle ground, and try to solve each other's problems, I get it. I've seen kids even try to help their family, but some were successful, but all of them, not really. Some were even kicked out, some were told they're useless, and even worse for ostoms, like me and any others who have ostom, we get thrown out. And it's a 50-50 chance. So if 50% chance, if the parents got sick of it, they will throw out their child that has ostom, and claim it's not their child anymore. Well, other 50% they'll still keep the child because they do care. They just know the child. Sometimes they don't understand what that child is saying. Of course, for me, I've been studying, same with any other people, same with other ostoms. We all try our best to study, learn, and get our hands around the broken gears to crank it, to make it work. But every time the economy changed, and same with the system, you have to really adapt to it, and it's not easy. So much it ends up into a bigger fight. It also depends on the age as well. So like me, I'm just older, I'm able to do a lot, but because my parents are way older than me, it doesn't mean they have full control of all of my life. They know taking full control and forcing me to do everything under their will is not going to be helpful. That would cause rebellion, and then people would hate them instead. Of course, they could go against me if they want to instantly get me hated around the world and have me be blacklisted all over the world. Then, yeah, that could happen, which it already have happened on one ostom. Which is sad that one ostom had this happen, and a lot of ostoms got death threat messages. We have a hard time. But for those who don't have ostom, we see the difference why they don't get this, but they will just only get heads up messages from their parents letting people know, not fully trust their child. Which I understand. Some parents would do that, but was it wise to do that? Some parents will even think it's best to accuse their child when their child is older, accuse their child with some things, and make them upset and make them be forced to think hard, but in reality, no matter what you do, it's just going to make it worse. So back to the reason why having a family and us being in the middle ground is going to be a challenge. So what I learned is, no matter what happens, just imagine this: you're basically on the high ground, someone was on the low ground, someone was close to middle ground, and there was like someone close to it but more on close to the top ground. Well, someone's more higher ground than you, then someone is higher ground than them, but you all are not on the same ground. For me, I was trying to be on the same ground as everyone, but instead it's not that easy, as I learned in life back then. And I remember way back when I was little, I usually tell my friends, those who used to be friends, I tell them in certain places when they start having outbreak fights in a kitchen, fighting, and while others never waste time, they cooperate. Well, I was stuck with a group that kind of fight. Then they ignore me when I try to tell them something what they're doing is wrong, but they were not on the same ground. So I had to ask an adult when I was very little to get their attention, and that got work, and I explained why. I just started to explain what they did wrong, and they honestly felt bad and realized what they did wrong is not right. They apologized to me, realizing they did wrong, and I even say, hey guys, it doesn't matter what goes on the chocolate pizza. Because it's a chocolate pizza, it doesn't matter what goes on. What matters is long we all can work together. There's no need to be all special. What matters is we all have a great time and not be upset. And even have fun while at it. Because I'd rather see everyone working together, it's not against each other's. I get it, we all might have our differences, but why not work together and solve our problems by seeing if we can make this pizza with all the things on it. It doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be special. All we could do is make it. And there's no need to get really violent and start beatdowns. I don't want to see that, because if you guys started doing that, I'm gonna feel like I'm the only one that never got to do anything. I feel like there was no point of me being near people, and would rather not be friends with anyone, but would rather just move on, and just work on my own things on my own. And of course, that really made them realize, and they apologized badly to me, realizing what they did is wrong, and realize I calmly explained it, of course, what they did wrong. So basically, they decided to apologize, and we all got to work getting this chocolate pizza all done and made way back then. It was in one of those classes time to mainly attest to see how good we are at cooperating or how worse we are. Because if we are worse, then we're best to be separated and banned behind. That's what I learned apparently. You get banned behind, put on the bad list, and yeah, everyone around the world knows not to trust you. And same with us. Meaning, you're only better off as a delivery person. Deliver something, get the cash, leave. If someone doesn't give you the cash, well, call the cops. You basically do a right thing and not the wrong. So, yeah. All I can also say is, basically, I think what we all could see is the reason why I got other kids to the same ground level as I was at, because they all were fighting all the way up here, here, and here on different ground levels. As I see others fighting on different levels above and below, I'm the only one in the middle though. Then once I got them all on the same level, they realized the truth. So they learned and not to do that ever again. And that's how the chocolate pizza was fully worked on and tastes good with candy. Of course, knowing kids, it ain't easy if things go like that in the fight again. And I do know some people are right, you don't know what the future will hold, if the future does exist. Because if it doesn't exist yet, then you don't know what the future will look like. Of course, many teachers will have a grudge, say, I'm preparing a kid for the future, even though they don't know what the future will look like. If they know the future, then why are they trying to prepare us? Are there something dangerous, or is there something we gotta do? If they don't know the future, then there's no point. Only study on what you can learn to be able to work, and how to work in those conditions. Before I get a little off topic, so once you get to a point in life where you and your family started a fight, your family sometimes will go unfair on you, and you would be unfair to them too. For me and my family, we learned a hard lesson that no matter what we did, it's just sometimes we never spend quality time together. Even if we did, it's just mostly work, which is sad, but it's kind of true actually. It's just because work, and there's not much actual fun. You just get bored of the same thing over and over again. And I learned that a lot. People say you can't be on the same thing forever. So, yeah. Like, once you get to the point where they're on different grounds and you're on different grounds and not on the same ground, then you would end up fighting. Of course, me and my family, we would try to agree on something, or apologize, or maybe realize what we did wrong, or we don't even pay attention to who's in stress or what, because we're in a huge depression age, right? as there is already depression everywhere in America and other places that I study. That could lead to each of us, even other people on different grounds, not trusting each other and really want to start harming. And of course, some people even question me, do I yell at people or be snappy? No, I'm just mostly calm and explain or try to be reasonable, but then people just say I'm digging my own grave sometimes, but when other people check the recordings, they realize I wasn't digging my own grave. And they question, what am I talking about? And then I had to explain it slowly and carefully, then they understand. Sometimes it's best I try my best to, type it, write it down or type it down. It's just another thing to note. When you get to a problem like this, you and your family you need to figure out how to get to the middle ground and not be against each other on different grounds and hating each other. Once you get to the middle ground, and y'all can just try to help each other out, and if they let you explain what you were trying to do, maybe they'll let you go on things. Just they want you to try to improve your life quality. If it doesn't work and everything they try doesn't work, then they know they can't force you. Your body is not theirs to control. Your body is yours. Yours and yours to control. And you think. And also, for many fathers out there that have questioned me in private messages saying that I'm a dumbass, and some of you say that I'm not, at least 50% of you were saying nice things at least. Thank you for nice comments. But other 50%, otherwise, please don't be rude. And don't call someone a dumbass or say that they don't have a... Don't say literally, don't say to someone that they don't have a fucking brain. That's a jerk move and asshole move. That's a great way for you to lose trust and easily. And plus, that's how others will rather not be with you next time in the future. So, once you realize they're going to stay distance, and if you dare to come, they'll just tell you, go back, or they'll call the cops, even if they already put a restraining order on you. So, don't start causing problems. It's best to be nice, apologize to your son or daughter before it's too late. So if it's too late, I'm sorry. But, even if you did beat your son or daughter up or other things, please remember, once you do it, it's too much damage, they'll have bad memories and think you're a bad person. And they'll try to do better and care. And if you even harm their son or daughter, that also means your family member who you raised on your own times did rude things to it. Instead of trying to solve the problem or ask your family member if they want to join you to solve the problem, then yes, that could be a problem. But mostly, I've mostly seen a lot of things happen, but I can see there's potential for you to be on the same ground, same with your children, and same with them having their children, because I want to put this in good perspective as possible. Even though I might not be doing it good enough, at least I'm trying my best. But here's the real reason. Once you get to the middle ground, and same with your family, and make it fair for each other, and realize, even if you haven't spent time with each other, you should realize oh my god, we probably haven't spent time together at all doing something. How foolish was I? I should let my boss know or something. If your boss doesn't give a care and says something weird, saying oh, your son and daughter is not really important. This is more important than them. So you better get this done, and better get other things done. There's no point of having to spend time with your child. So if they end up being like that, and of course been like that the whole time, trying to not let you spend time with your child, that means you got a bad boss that is not on the same ground, but more on the really high ground in thinking they're superior. So, in case you do have kids and you want to still spend time with them, and not be apart the whole time, just make sure you get a chance to spend time with them, and be on the same ground, because once you're in the same ground and spend time with them, they'll be more happy to help you out. Don't spend less time with them. Spend a lot of time. Explore somewhere more fun. Look into museums or other places. And learn. Even if you got a child that has autism, why not take them somewhere? You could even have more fun with them. Just don't be afraid to take them on to a big adventure. Even if they're older, just remember, always have a walkie-talkie with you. Only on the one type of signal that you and your son or daughter can agree on. No matter if they have autism or not, just as long as you're on the same ground, you and your own child can be together. And have a great time. So, I think, mostly for me, I'm trying to think carefully in case in the future, if I have a kid, I don't want to be on high ground or low ground, I want to be on the same ground as my child, to know what's wrong, see what happened, and cheer up my child. As well, I could teach them a lot of handy tricks. Of course, some of you might say that it's not a smart idea, and I should shove an electronic in their face. For those who think they're smarter with electronics, I hate to break it, I'm not going to shove an electronic in my own child's face in the future. I would rather teach my child a lot and how to defend themselves. In case the law can't defend them, well, at least they'll know how to defend themselves and be already combat ready, but smart enough to help people out and use whatever tools they got. At least they'll learn from me and be on the same ground and carry on any experiments that I have done. But all I just want you to just do is try to find a perfect middle ground. You and your family can be together, spend time, and do a lot. Go exploring, take a hike, or maybe have fun fishing, or ice skating, or who knows what. Maybe you can do is play arcade games together, or maybe go to certain places, ride on some vehicles, or even have a great time. Maybe do a challenging dare to see who can win what gameplay. Or maybe a race. Or maybe have a good time pranking someone, or what. Just make sure you don't get someone injured, or have cars crashing into each other or killing someone, because that's not okay. But once you do the right thing, and have fun with your child, even go to fun places and not have it boring. Maybe even go to a zoo if you want. Check out a zoo, or maybe go out in the wild forest and check out animals that you could see. Or out in different lands like Africa, or other things with special equipment. Or have fun building something, or maybe work on each other's rooms to make it better without a fight. Because back in my days when I was little, I used to work on my own room. It doesn't matter how many boards I put up. If I make a simple shelf, that's all I need, just a simple shelf after getting a good cutting and smoothing it out with a sandpaper. After that, my dad and me work together, we place it where it needs to go and I screw it in. Well, he holds it, yeah. There we go, simple shelf. Same thing with my mom. We did some research and have some fun, learning something that could be great for most of us. I remember back then we researched on basically how volcanoes work. Yeah, that was fun. Learning each material, and yeah, it's fun, but also going later on nowadays, when I drill dozer, with my friends on the giant drill dozer, going into a volcano, it has more than what we thought. It is beautiful. But other than that, just long you find the perfect middle ground and get a good time spending with your family, and even make sure you spend time with friends too, but it's mostly important to spend time with family. Alright, I think that's enough for chatting about the middle ground. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the time lapse though. Thank you all for watching. I do enjoy making this small project build. And yeah, let me zoom in for you. So yeah, this is the Industrial Engineers Workshop. That right there is an engine to a advanced spaceship, but now rusted and no longer in use. And like there's so many chains going down the hill, there's so many vehicles, parts for spaceships. There's storage where there's tools to be stored away and parts for any spaceships, extra storage, 2 seats for 2 workers to sit together. There's a seat at the console to control anything and even system reboot on any spaceships that needs rebooting and updating, as well double checking what's the damage. There's 2 bedrooms with 1 storage, but they're nicely neat. One might look bigger, but yeah. There's like some chimney pipes forming as some sort like engine pipes that exhaust out a lot. And yeah, there's like piping down here, and that's all about it. Just simple thing, nothing too extreme, just a workplace. So yeah, I hope you all did enjoy this, because I do enjoy working on this as well, a small engine. It looks nice. I think I did a nice job making this. I'm just hoping maybe in the future there'll be more bigger builds. But for now, I best end this video